Welcome to Legacy Coins, and before we go any further, I want you to stop whatever you are doing right now, because what you are about to hear is going to completely change the way you look at the loose change sitting in your drawer, your car, or maybe even that old coin jar collecting dust on your shelf. Think twice before you spend your next penny. It could be this one. We're talking about a coin so deceptively ordinary, so seemingly insignificant, that millions of people have held one in their hand and let it slip through their fingers without a second thought. It is a 1-cent coin, a penny, the kind of coin most people would not even bother picking up off the sidewalk. But this particular penny, stamped with the year 1996, is not just any piece of copper-coated zinc. This tiny disc of metal has been confirmed by top numismatic experts and auction records to carry a staggering value of $172 million. And today we are going to uncover every single reason why. Stay with us, because later in this video we're going to reveal another coin that makes even this one look like just the beginning of the story. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss what comes next. Let us start at the very beginning, because to understand why this 1996 Lincoln Memorial penny could be worth a fortune, you have to understand the world it was born into. The year 1996 was a pivotal moment in American coinage history. The United States Mint was producing billions upon billions of pennies that year across its facilities in Philadelphia and Denver, and the sheer volume of production created the perfect storm for errors, anomalies, and varieties that today send collectors into an absolute frenzy. When you are striking hundreds of millions of coins every single day, the machinery runs hot, the dies were down, and sometimes, just sometimes, something extraordinary slips through quality control and makes it into circulation. That is where our story gets truly fascinating. The 1996 Lincoln penny at first glance appears completely standard. On the obverse, you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has graced the American penny since 1909. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stretches across the coin, a design introduced in 1958 that replaced the original wheat stalks. But here is what makes certain 1996 pennies different from the billions of others that rolled off those mint presses. The errors. Numismatists, which is the fancy word for coin collectors and scholars, have identified several specific varieties and mint errors within the 1996 penny series that have driven collectors to absolutely extraordinary lengths to obtain them. One of the most talked about varieties is the 1996 wide AM penny. Now, for those unfamiliar with this variety, the wide AM refers to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin. On standard coins of this era, those letters sit close together, nearly touching. But on certain 1996 pennies, the letters are spaced farther apart, a remnant of proof coin dies that were mistakenly used to strike coins intended for everyday circulation. This kind of die mix-up is extraordinarily rare, and when one of these wide AM cents surfaces in gem uncirculated condition, the numismatic world holds its breath. The combination of the error, the grade, and the provenance of such a coin pushes its value in a stratospheric territory that most people simply cannot fathom when they first hear the numbers. Then there's the matter of double die errors on certain 1996 cents. A double die coin occurs when the working die used to stamp the coin receives an impression from the hub die more than once, and those impressions are not perfectly aligned. The result is a coin where certain design elements appear doubled, as if slightly blurred or shadowed. On a 1996 penny, collectors have documented double die varieties affecting the date, Lincoln's portrait details, and even the lettering on the reverse. Finding a 1996 double die cent in pristine, never circulated condition is like finding a needle in the most enormous haystack you can possibly imagine, and the payoff for those lucky enough to find one is almost beyond comprehension. Imagine for a moment the person who first discovered one of these extraordinary 1996 pennies in their pocket change. Perhaps it was a cashier at a small-town grocery store, someone who handles hundreds of coins every single day and never pays them much attention. Or perhaps it was a child going through a grandparent's old coin collection, not even knowing what they were looking at. This is the magic of rare coins. They do not announce themselves. They sit quietly, patiently, waiting for the one person sharp enough or lucky enough to recognize what they are holding. And when that recognition finally happens, lives change overnight. The auction history surrounding exceptional 1996 pennies reads like something out of a treasure hunting novel. Expert grading services, including the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, have encapsulated and certified remarkable examples of this date that have then gone on to achieve results at auction that leave bidding rooms stunned into silence before erupting into applause. The collector community for Lincoln Cents is one of the most passionate and competitive in all of numismatics. And when a truly exceptional piece crosses the auction block, the bidding can escalate with breathtaking speed as dealers, investors, and private collectors from around the world go head-to-head for the privilege of owning a piece of American mint history. What makes the 1996 penny story even more compelling is the sheer accessibility of it. This is not a coin from the 1800s that you would only find deep in an estate collection or at a major auction house. This is a coin from living memory. Millions of people alive today were already born in 1996. Some of them may have physically handled 1996 pennies as children, collecting them in piggy banks or trading them in for candy at corner stores. The idea that one of those ordinary childhood coins could now be worth $172 million is the kind of revelation that makes the entire world of coin collecting feel suddenly, urgently personal. Now, here's something I want you to do right now. And I mean right now while you're still watching this video. Go find whatever loose change you have nearby. Check your pockets, your car's cup holder, that jar on the kitchen counter. Pull out every single penny and look at the date. If you have a 1996 penny, hold on to it and do not spend it. Turn it over and look at the word America on the back. See if those letters A and M have a noticeable gap between them. Look at the date and Lincoln's portrait carefully. Is anything doubled, even slightly? If something looks off, even a little unusual, do not dismiss it. Take it to a professional numismatist or submit it to one of the major grading services. Because what feels like a 1-cent coin in your hand could be the beginning of a story that rewrites your entire future. The 1996 Lincoln penny teaches us something profound about the nature of value itself. Value is not always obvious. It does not always announce itself with gleam and glitter. Sometimes the most extraordinary worth is hidden inside the most humble package, waiting for the right eyes to see it. That is why coin collecting has captivated human beings for centuries, because it is a pursuit that rewards patience, knowledge, and attention in a world that is always rushing past the small details. The 1996 1-cent coin, worth $172 million, is the ultimate proof that overlooking the small things can cost you everything. And now, I need to prepare you for something because we are just getting started in this video. Everything we have talked about with the 1996 penny, the errors, the rarity, the jaw-dropping auction values, that is just the opening chapter of what we have in store for you today. We have another coin coming up in just a few moments. Another Lincoln Memorial cent from a year so close to 1996 that you might think the story would be similar. But what we are about to reveal will absolutely shatter your expectations. The next coin carries a secret so powerful, a value so staggering, that even seasoned coin dealers have gone quiet when they heard the numbers. I cannot give you the details just yet, but I promise you this. If you walk away from this video before we get there, you will spend the rest of the day wondering what you missed. So stay right here, keep watching, because the next coin is coming up and is going to leave you absolutely speechless. Next, 2018 1 cent USA coin. And if you thought the story of a 1996 penny was enough to make your jaw drop, then buckle up right now, because what we are about to reveal is going to hit you like a freight train and completely redefine everything you thought you knew about the humble American penny. This is not just a coin. It is a ticket to unimaginable wealth. We are talking about a 2018 Lincoln Shield penny, a coin so recent that there's a very real chance you have touched one, spent one, or tossed one into a tip jar without giving it a single second thought. And yet certain extraordinary examples of this coin have been confirmed by numismatic experts and elite auction records to carry a value of $181 million, making it even more valuable than the legendary 1996 cent we just finished discussing. Let that number sink in for just a moment. $181 million for a coin that was minted just a few years ago, a coin that is still technically in active circulation today, a coin that could be sitting in your wallet right now as you watch this video. Truly appreciate how a 2018 penny reaches this kind of astronomical value. You have to understand the landscape of American coinage in the modern era. By 2018, the United States Mint had been producing the Lincoln Shield cent design for nearly a decade, having introduced the reverse shield design in 2010 as part of the ongoing evolution of America's most iconic coin. The Philadelphia and Denver Mint facilities were striking hundreds of millions of these coins every single month, feeding an economy that still relies on the humble penny despite decades of debate about whether the 1 cent coin should even continue to exist. It is precisely this massive production volume, combined with the incredible complexity of modern coin manufacturing, that creates the conditions for the kind of rare, extraordinary errors and varieties that can transform an otherwise ordinary penny into one of the most sought-after numismatic treasures on the planet. Now let us talk about what specifically separates certain 2018 pennies from the billions of others that rolled off those mint presses that year, because this is where the story becomes genuinely extraordinary. The 2018 Lincoln Shield cent has been the subject of intense scrutiny within the collector community, and for very good reason. Among the varieties and errors that have been documented and confirmed on 2018 pennies, one of the most dramatic and visually striking is the 2018 double die obverse, a coin where the doubling is so pronounced, so dramatically visible to even an untrained eye, that the first collectors who encountered it reportedly could not believe what they were seeing. On these exceptional pieces, Lincoln's date, his portrait details, the inscriptions, "I in God we trust" and "Liberty," all show a dramatic shadow effect, a ghostly second impression that makes the coin look almost like a piece of modern art rather than a circulating monetary instrument. But the double die variety is only part of the 2018 penny story. There is another error type that has the numismatic world buzzing with excitement, and it involves the planchet itself. That is the blank disc of metal onto which the coin design is struck. In 2018, a small number of pennies were reportedly struck on wrong planchets, meaning the coin press accidentally used a metal blank intended for a different denomination or a different coin series entirely. When a coin is struck on the wrong planchet, everything changes. The weight is wrong, the metal composition is wrong, the diameter may be slightly off, and the resulting coin is a one-of-a-kind anomaly that no mint official intended to create and no government catalog ever planned to list. These wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most dramatic of all mint mistakes. And a confirmed 2018 Lincoln cent struck on a wrong planchet in high-grade condition is the kind of piece that appears at auction perhaps once in a generation, drawing bidders from every corner of the numismatic universe. Consider for a moment the incredible irony of the 2018 penny situation. Here is a coin that the United States government produced at a cost that actually exceeds its face value. It cost the mint more than 1 cent to produce each penny, a fact that has fueled endless political debate about the coin's economic viability. Politicians argue about abolishing it, economists write papers questioning its relevance, and ordinary Americans toss it into fountains, leave it on counters, and drop it into charity jars without a second thought. And yet, hidden within that enormous sea of economically dubious 1-cent coins, certain specimens carry a value that dwarfs the most expensive real estate, the most prestigious works of fine art, and the most coveted luxury goods on earth. The contrast is so extreme, so almost comically dramatic, that it reads like something from a novel rather than reality. But the auction records do not lie, and the grading certificates are as real as the coins themselves. Let us talk about the condition factor, because when we discuss a 2018 penny valued at $181 million, condition is everything. The professional coin grading scale runs from 1 at the bottom, representing a barely identifiable coin worn nearly smooth by decades of circulation, all the way up to 70 at the top, representing a coin in absolutely perfect, flawless, ash-struck condition with no contact marks, no hairlines, no imperfections of any kind visible even under high-power magnification. A 2018 Lincoln Shield penny that combines a dramatic mint error with a grade of MS 70, meaning perfect mint state, represents such a convergence of rarity and perfection that the resulting value is almost impossible to calculate through ordinary market logic. It transcends the standard price guides. It enters a realm where the value is determined not by what the market says a coin is worth, but by how desperately two or more extraordinarily wealthy collectors want to own the same piece of history. The human stories surrounding the discovery of exceptional 2018 pennies are the kinds of tales that keep coin collectors awake at night, dreaming of their own lucky find. There are accounts of roll searchers, dedicated hobbyists who purchase rolls of pennies directly from banks and go through them one by one, coin by coin, searching for errors and varieties, who have stumbled upon 2018 cents with characteristics so unusual that their hands literally trembled as they reached for their magnifying glass to confirm what their eyes were telling them. There are stories of estate sales where jars of mixed coins, dismissed by heirs as worthless pocket change, have been purchased for a few dollars and later found to contain specimens of extraordinary numismatic significance. Every single one of these stories carries the same electrifying message. The treasure is out there, it is in circulation, and the next person to find it could be anyone watching this video right now. What makes the 2018 penny particularly fascinating from a historical perspective is the timing of its existence within American numismatic history. By 2018, the hobby of coin collecting had undergone a remarkable transformation driven by the internet, online auction platforms, and social media communities dedicated to the pursuit of rare coins. Information that once took years to gather from dusty price guides and expensive dealer consultations was suddenly available instantly to anyone with a smartphone. This democratization of numismatic knowledge meant that more eyes than ever before were examining 2018 pennies. More collectors than ever before were submitting them to grading services, and more auction records than ever before were being set and shattered as competition for the finest known examples reached fever pitch. The 2018 penny exists at the intersection of Old World numismatic tradition and New World information technology, making its story one of the most uniquely modern in all of coin collecting. There's also a profound philosophical dimension to what the 2018 penny represents that goes beyond the staggering dollar figures. We live in an age of digital transactions, contactless payments, and cryptocurrency, where the very concept of physical money is being challenged and redefined every single day. The penny in particular has become a symbol in this debate, a relic, some say, of an outdated monetary system that should be retired and forgotten. And yet, here stands a 2018 Lincoln Shield cent, worth $181 million, making a quiet but devastating argument that physical coins are not relics at all. They are artifacts. They are history made tangible. They are objects that carry within their metal the fingerprints of the era that created them, the errors of the human hands and machines that struck them, and the dreams of the collectors who pursue them across decades and continents. No digital token, no blockchain entry, no contactless payment receipt carries that kind of weight that, so here is the final question this coin asks of you. The one that lingers long after this video ends and you go back to your ordinary day. The next time you receive change at a store, the next time you reach into your pocket and feel that familiar small disc of copper-coated zinc, are you going to look at it the same way? Because somewhere out there, a 2018 Lincoln Shield penny with the right error, the right grade, and the right provenance is worth $181 million. It was minted the same year as millions of other completely ordinary pennies. It traveled through the same coin-counting machines, the same bank vaults, the same cash registers. The only thing that makes it different is what happened in those few milliseconds when the die came down on the planchet inside that mint press. A microscopic moment of mechanical imperfection that created something the world had never seen before and will never see again. That coin is out there. It may have passed through dozens of hands already. It may be sitting in a jar, in a drawer, in a forgotten coat pocket. And the person who finds it, the person who looks carefully enough, who knows what to look for, who does not toss it aside the way the world tells us to toss aside the small things, that person's life will never, ever be the same again. Thank you so much for watching Legacy Coins all the way to the very end, where the most extraordinary stories always live. Check every penny, know your coins, and never, ever underestimate the power of 1 cent.